Hello and welcome to the Renaissance Geek. My name is Joseph and I'm back to give you a movie review. Back on March 21st, Jeannie Koch, hey, there goes Junior behind me. Jeannie Koch and I went to see the movie premiere of My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. I had to wait until Friday to post my own review because Jeannie was writing her review for the Slice of Sci-Fi website. Junior keeps walking back and forth. She is going to video bomb any moment now. She's in one of those moods where I'm not paying enough attention to her. I call her Junior because she was a stray at 3 weeks old. Well, she was abandoned at 3 weeks old. And at that point, you really can't tell if a cat is a boy or a girl. So Edward brought her in from outside, and I was the one who took care of her. I bottle fed her 24/7. I taught her, I was wiping her butt when she, went to the bathroom. I'm basically her mom, and so I didn't know what to call her, so I called her Junior. And then we got her fixed and found out she's a girl, which is fine. I'm fine with it, calling her Junior. Lord knows we have weird names for our cats, but hey. But she is my cat, and she will come and sit with me every so often and just lay on my, especially if I have a blanket. While I'm on the couch, she will just plop herself right on my lap and won't let me get up. Now she's walking around and giving me looks because I'm not paying attention to her. So that was a little diversion. So let's go back to the movie. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. If you have not seen the first one, you don't have to see it to see the second one, but I highly recommend it because it makes more sense. You know who these people are. And because of that, well, don't get me wrong, I really do like My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I mean, it's my family. I said that all the time, and apparently Nia Valdaros, who I'm probably messing up her name, but if I am, I'm sorry. She had stated that she wrote about her family, and then she was surprised when the movie came out on how many people said it's their family. Because we're all loud, we're all crazy, we've all got people in our family who are just the ones who take over, as well as the ones who are just as bossy, things like that. And so the first movie is really good. It does have a slow beginning because you're being introduced to literally 30 people. So you have to they want to make sure that everybody has their own screen time, and everybody, you get to know their personality and who they are representing and who they are within the family and within the movie. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, they take it for granted that you saw the first one, which, like I said, you don't have to, but I highly recommend it. And it just gets going right from the start. I mean, literally, the opening credits. So, there is no pretense. They just take it for granted that you know what's going on, that's who's who. The fact that, I could say this because if you saw the first one, you already know that the fact that, the parents bought her and her husband a house next door. And so, so they go right into it, and it's hilarious. I laughed loudly, often. At one point, I got teary-eyed. How should I put this without giving a spoiler? Very happy that Nia did family within a family, and I will leave it at that. And the way she did it was done very well. Very good job, honey. Then we there is a wedding in My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, because you cannot have a wedding without, in a movie that's called My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. There is a wedding. One of the things that is surprising, and I will kind of give you somewhat of a spoiler, for those of you who have been seeing the commercials, you get the impression that who the wedding is going to be. But it's not. Don't pay attention to the commercials. Don't pay attention to the marketing. It is not the person who you think it's going to be getting married. It's completely different. And I was very pleased and happy about it. There's a couple things. I've been trying to get somebody to pull my neck, and there's a thing in there about when you do pictures or selfies. Well, you have to do pictures with others. Is that right before you take the picture, you're with somebody else, and you pull the back of your neck. So you can't really do it to yourself. So you pull the back of the neck, like 1, 2, 3, pull, and it tightens up your neck. But it only works when you're doing it with somebody else, or somebody's doing it to you, because you really can't do it to yourself, because as you saw, it made slight difference, but not that big of a difference. So if you do that with somebody else, they do recommend that you post it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook with a hashtag pull your neck and a hashtag my big fat Greek wedding too. I haven't done it yet, but I'm planning on doing it as soon as I can find somebody else who wants to pull my neck. And it's not that kind of a pull. Let's see. It was a fun time. I really liked this movie. It was a great movie. It was neat to see how they dealt with relationships, the new relationships that are just starting, and the relationships that have been on for 15, 17, 50 years, even, in 70 years, and how everything relates to each other. So it was good. It was it's so hard not to do too much without giving out spoilers. I mean, after all, there are so many things I want to say, and it is a very good movie. Okay, let me just go ahead and finish this stuff, and then that way, if you want to listen or watch on, I will do a little bit of spoilers here and there. One, the way I normally do for reviews, I don't do the 1 through 5, but for people who do the 1 through 5, I will get a 4.5. The way I do it, the way I've always talked about movies, whether I recommend it, is like, do I recommend this for full price? Do I recommend this for the matinee price? Do I recommend this for the DVD? Or do I recommend this for cable? That's how I do it. I recommend this full price, because you will be there laughing your butt off through majority of the movie, and it's a feel-good movie. Like I said, there was one point where I got a little bit choked up, but it's a feel-good movie all the way through. Highly, highly recommend it. Very good movie. So, that's that part. So let me do if you do not want to know about spoilers, you better turn this shit off now. If you don't mind about a little bit of spoilers, then go ahead and stay on. Spoilers. I'm happy that it wasn't the daughter getting married, because the commercials made it look like it was the daughters getting married, and she looked too young for it. Especially because in the first movie, how her character, in the first movie, she was almost 30 before she met Ian Miller, Tula. So I'm happy that it wasn't the daughter. The other thing is, I was happy that they had, I want to say his name was Nick or Nico. Anyways, I'm happy that they had a gay character. And the way they made him come out was very good and really brilliant, and that's what got me a tear in my eye, because of the fact that I figured it out 2 seconds before it was revealed, but that was just because I saw him touch his partner's shoulder, his business partner at the time. He touched his business partner in a loving way, not as a business way. It was one of those, it's like I put my hand on you to touch you. If you were doing a business, you would probably pat it, or maybe even like do the little shimmy thing. But it was one of those, is like, okay, I need to touch you right now. Things are going crazy here. So it was really good. I loved when Tula went after the neighbors. Loved it. Oh my gosh, I've done that with people who look at my own family that way, because we are loud. We are fun. And there are uptight people who don't like that and doesn't think that you should have a party in your backyard or have people over and over and over, and just they don't understand that. And those are the families, and those are the people I feel sorry for, because you don't have any joy, you don't have any fun. I'm a firm believer that you need family, good or bad. You need them to keep you centered. You need them to make sure that when your life goes crazy, you know there's always somebody else in your family that's even crazier than you. Because we all have the crazy uncle, we all have the crazy aunt. The bigger the family is, the more you have. And I have quite a few of both. And I'm sure I'm probably in this new generation the crazy uncle for the nieces and nephews. I'm sure I am, because, hey, look, purple hair. Which is kind of fading out already. It's kind of getting that ombre thing. Edward didn't do a good job with my hair, but that's another story. What else? That's all I could think about. I mean, it was a great movie. Highly recommend. Great job, Nia. And I know I'm saying your name wrong, and I'm so sorry. I apologize. Especially, because, we had a little brief exchange on Twitter a couple days ago, and I was a giddy little queen. I didn't clutch my pearls, but I did do the clap go, ee! So that's my review. It's short and quick, and I hope I didn't spoil anything for those of you who didn't pay attention and went ahead and listened to it anyways. Highly recommend. Go see it this weekend, and I will get back to you with my other stuff, alright? Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.